Hi everyone, how are you doing? So have you guys watched Love is Blind by Netflix? And it is so interesting, but something jumped out at me while I was watching it. So for those that have not watched it, let me just try and quickly bring it up to date. So basically, Love is Blind is a series that took place over the space of 3 weeks, and they had people in a pod. So for 1 week, you'll be talking to the other person via a wall. They can't see you. So the whole aim is for there to be love without physical appearance, money, and the likes. After 1 week, they have to propose. If they are proposing, if not, they exit the program. So they get proposed, and then they have another 2 weeks, like get to know each other more and literally plan their wedding. So in 3 weeks, guys, you are saying yes to the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. However, I noticed that they did not really evaluate something. They were speaking about compatibility afterwards, they were speaking about family afterwards, but not a lot of them spoke about money. There was only one couple that spoke about debt, but they did not go into it into so much detail. Can I surprise you? Did you know that, contrary to what you've heard, finances, not infidelity, is the #1 cause of a divorce? So for those that want to actually get married, it's very, very imperative that you're actually asking yourself this question. So there's a professor called Dr. Bradley Clontz. He came about with money scripts. So he's saying that people categorically fit into 4 groups. We have the money avoidance. They feel that they do not deserve money. They have the money worship. They feel like money will bring them happiness. They have the money status. They equate self-worth to net worth. They have the money vigilance. They are super careful and they are very, very concerned. Now, each of those different classes actually has its own disadvantage. So those that do not deserve money, because they feel they don't deserve money, they don't plan for it. So they literally just live life as it comes. Those that worship money, they are more prone to want to fall into things that will be showy. So they learn to overspend because they always think money is going to bring them happiness. So they keep trying to spend to bring themselves happiness. Those that think self-worth equals to net worth, they are more risk aggressive. They want to do things like get rich quick schemes and the likes, while the money vigilance people are usually risk averse. But being risk averse could also come with its own problems. So because of their fear of them being super careful about their money, there's also a tendency for them not to be optimizing their investment. So they might not be taking the right amount of risk. They might not be carefully diversifying their portfolio. They will literally just be protecting their capital, and that's pretty much it. So you can see these 4 different categories. How many of you actually asked your partner before you got married to them about those things? How do they feel about money? So money actually plays a very, very critical role in relationships, and you should be asking that question. A lot of people are not comfortable to talk about money. It could be due to culture or many other things. However, it is a very critical component that you should not leave or anticipate or just think it's going to work itself out. So you're asking, what kind of question should I ask before I get married? You can start asking your partner, what is your personal finance principle? So you can be hearing things like, do they believe in a budget? Do they believe in planning? Do they believe in what is their plan to actually earn more? What is their future goals? And how do they plan how are they planning for it in terms of naira and kobo or dollars or pounds? So that is a very critical question. The next question you're asking is, what is the most one of us can actually spend without each other? So are we going to be having a joint budget? Is everybody going to keep their own individual account? How are we going to pay for things in the household? Those kind of questions. You need to also get a feel. So that way there's a bit of a compatibility when it comes to the money. The next one is, are you a spontaneous spender or do you plan? You need to know. So this in itself is not a problem. Listen, everybody can change. If they want to change, they can change. So if that person is spontaneous spender, you start putting things in place. Like, how do we automate? So to ensure that the budget is actually being followed. So once you know a problem, it's easier for you to be able to solve it. The next one is, how much debt do you have? There was something going on Twitter about 3 weeks ago, and people were talking about, oh, there was this couple and they had a debt that they had about $200,000 in debt, and she did not want to work anymore. So this kind of questions, because that is a very, very key thing that you want to be talking about, and you don't want to leave it hanging on the table. What is your plan to pay off your debt? How are you going to achieve that goal? How do we do it together? The next one is, what does retirement look like to you? Are they dreaming of retirement? Are they just thinking of today? Because every person needs to be thinking about long term. What's going to happen in the next 20 years? What's going to happen in the next 40 years? And you need to start planning about it and planning for it. The next one is, and most importantly, are you willing to adopt a better strategy? So even if they answered all this question and is in the negative, the question is, are you willing to adopt a better strategy? Because the truth is, anybody can fix their personal finance, but they have to be willing. They have to know that there's a problem here and I want to fix it. So guys, jump into the comment section and tell me what you think. Are you already married? Did you ask your partner this question? Are you currently dating? Have you spoken to your partner about money? How do you guys even cater to entertainment in your current relationship? Are you guys engaged? Have you spoken about this? For those that actually went through the process in churches, did the church speak to you about your money? Did the mosque speak to you about your money? I want to hear from you. Let's get into relationship and money. Thank you very much.